We're joined now by Deputy Police Chief Josh Legault, who was an academy classmate of Felicia's. Can you talk to me a little bit about your relationship with her and what she brought to the police force when she was joining it?
Certainly. We started in 1996. Felicia had a warm personality. She was very responsible and diligent, a good classmate. Any police officer or group that has an academy setting where they come up together, you never forget those experiences with them. Upon reflection, she was 15 years older than I was when I started. And with that, it seemed to me then, and also in her role as a police officer, she brought a lot of wisdom and frankly things that I didn't have at my age. She was a mother and a spouse. She had dealt with all the things that we deal with as grown adults, and I think that gave her an opportunity to be really compassionate with the people that she interacted with. Members of our public, when they call the police department, they're looking for support. Some might even say they're looking for someone to help shepherd them or supervise a situation that is really out of their control. And with greater wisdom, in her case, I think it brought compassion. And then as police officers, we have the ability to demonstrate empathy. And she did that every day. Empathy in as much as compassion for the situation that people are in, and then truly the desire to solve their problem.
And something that struck me also is that she was a mother of 5. I mean, balancing that with such a demanding and stressful career must have just been, a task for her, but it seems like she did it with a smile on her face and really a lot of compassion for the people that she ran into. Something that Chief Henry said that I thought was really interesting was that she responded to 20,000 calls during her 17-year career with St. Paul Police. Can you talk to me about what these officers see on a day-to-day basis? It's not always, a murder or something like that they're responding to. They are responding to a lot of just day-to-day calls.
Yeah, we do respond on a regular basis to assist people to get through their day. Thankfully, we don't have a lot of violent crime in comparison to other cities. And out of those 20,000 calls for service he spoke about in his remarks, our agency will have 300,000 calls for service a year. And the vast majority of those have to do with order maintenance, whether it's a traffic crash on the roadway, a dispute at home, dispute with neighbors. And so we do a great deal of mediating with others to help them get through their day and their time. That doesn't make the news very often. Chief Henry has his remarks, and then her son Matt talked about a specific circumstance where she encountered a little boy whose heart was broken because he had one kitten to give away. Mother said they couldn't keep the litter, and that's not the kind of thing that gets covered by the news. And yet it is so regular and so normal for our officers to meet people where they're at. Some circumstance of difficulty, some pain, maybe fear, and a well-trained police officer walks beside somebody in those circumstances to help them out.
What lessons did you learn alongside Felicia during your time at the academy that you've brought into your career?
Well,
in terms of training.
So the training we undertake in St. Paul in particular, but also in the state of Minnesota, really is exceptional. We've got to have a good skill set with our hands and with the tools that we're assigned to carry, but so much more than that, it's the ability to again meet people where they're at, to slow things down, and to demonstrate that empathy, having the ability to see people, be compassionate with them in their circumstances in the moment. The likelihood is, regardless of what's gone on, it's the worst part of their day, if not potentially the worst part of their life. And so our officers are called into service in those times. And it's the soft skills, the interpersonal communications training, conflict resolution that helps our police officers deal with people from all walks of life. In this particular circumstance where she was brutally beaten, the tables turned on her incredibly fast. And that's a reality our officers have to face. Right now in this community and all across Minnesota and throughout the United States, police officers are going into unknown situations to deal with people who are experiencing crisis. And on that day, the individual experiencing crisis turned on her in a flash and brutally beat her.
And another thing that touched me from the service was the letter that she wrote to the perpetrator in that case. Can you speak on that?
Sure. First of all, I think that's a testament to her faith. It would take a tremendously strong person to forgive in such a way while also acknowledging the harm caused. That was not a light reading or writing. The fact that she, it seemed to me upon hearing that she was praying for this individual, and I'm not sure where that person is now. This police department stands ready to serve that person as well in the future should it come to pass. Really, it's inspirational to me as a police leader and as a trainer to help our officers see the capacity for forgiveness, to see the capacity for recognizing people are in a very difficult situation, which is why we're called. We don't regularly get called to circumstances when they're joyous. Oftentimes when there's conflict or violence or broken hearts, that's when police officers are called.
And such a strong showing of support. I mean, we have officers from departments all across the state, and I've seen even some from out of state as well. What does it mean to you to see that strong showing of support come to St. Paul to honor the life of Officer Reilly?
It's remarkable. I think we're standing in reverence to the incident as it occurred, and we also remain behind. And so the solidarity that you see here, the unification of police officers, we're here to assist one another. We're here to assist the public, and there are times that we're called on and we have to do both. It's very encouraging.
Anything else I didn't ask you that you'd like to share with our audience?
No, well, yes. Felicia will be remembered as a kind and warm personality. It takes all shapes and sizes and genders to be police officers. It was noted in Mayor Carter's remarks that she's the first female police officer to die in the line of duty for the city of St. Paul. That is not it's an awful circumstance. We've had many officers fall in the line, but across the United States, men and women of all races and creeds and backgrounds have fallen in the line, and we will carry on from here.
To you, but just an incredibly moving and emotional day here in St. Paul as we honor the life of fallen Officer Felicia Reilly.